Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Damsel in Success podcast. I am so excited to have you back here with me today. First off, check on your balls, friends. We are not okay today. It's been a rough day in Tennessee, let me tell you. Woo, Lord have mercy. I'm just not even going to get off on that. Not even going to do it. Not even going to do it. But if you have balls, friends, go ahead and check on them because they're not doing well. I promise you they're not. So just keep that in mind and y'all be praying for us, okay? But anyway, wanted to talk to you guys. Try my dead level best to be serious about something today. Wanted to talk to y'all about divorce. So as some of y'all may have seen today is my 2-year divorce anniversary. Try to say that 10 times fast. That's a lot of syllables at one time. But I bring that up not to necessarily celebrate the divorce, but to celebrate the freedom that came from it, because I had left about 2 years prior to even getting my divorce, and now it's been 2 years since that. So I left 4 years ago, got my divorce 2 years ago, and then now we're like 2 years out of being completely free. So I want to tackle this as best as I can. There's nothing easy about getting divorced. It's not. No matter what kind of abuse or turmoil or lying, cheating mess you deal with, it's not easy. Nothing about it is easy. And not just because of the internal struggle that you have, but the external struggle that you deal with. You know, it's all the time people coming at you. Well, I can't believe you're getting divorced. Why did you do this? Why did you this? Like, yeah, I married the wrong person. I get it. I'm very aware. That's why I'm getting divorced. I don't need you to come at me and tell me that again. You know, and I know that a lot of people did it and they came from a place of good, but you really need to think about things like that instead of trying to put somebody down for something that they already know that they've messed up. Why not be a helping hand for them? Just tell them something nice. That would be awesome. Just like, hey, you know what? I think you're really strong for going through this. How hard is that? Instead of, well, you married the wrong person. Jesus don't like divorces. Well, let me tell you something else Jesus don't like. Jesus don't like you struggling at the hand of somebody else, no matter the relationship of that person. All right? So, I'm just going to squash that mess right now because it's ridiculous. And for somebody to feel like that they have to stay in a relationship for the kids, don't even come at me with that mess either, because that is ridiculous. If you're staying in a relationship just for the kids, that's even more emotional turmoil that you're passing off to your children, because that's not, if you are in a relationship that is, emotionally, physically, however abusive, and you try to say, oh, well, the other parent or my spouse, they're a good parent. No, well, let's just say, if they were that good of a parent, they wouldn't be treating you like crap. And that goes for guys and girls both. So I've seen it both ways. I'm not just saying this is about the guys, because there's been guys that have to deal with crap wives. I get it. I know. I'm telling you, horrible people come in all genders. Let me just tell you that right now. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, whatever. If you, even if you're not married, if you're in a relationship where you just dread going home and you dread being around that person, get out. There is nothing that tells you that you have to stay. And if I constantly get, well, I can't make it on my own. There's that can't word. First off, we're not using can't anymore. And if you're making excuses, that's really fear. And if you wanted it bad enough, you will find a way. I promise you, you will find a way to make it happen if you want it that bad. And then there's the other ones that, like I said, they always, oh, well, they're such a good dad, or they're such a good mom, and I just don't want to leave them. And that's an excuse. That's an excuse. So you can either be comfortable where you are now, and by comfortable, you're not comfortable in that kind of situation. If you're contemplating leaving that person, you're not comfortable. You just haven't figured out your exit strategy yet. You haven't figured out what you need to do to get gone, because you only have one life, my friends. One life. And it is too short to spend it being tied to some idiot. Let me tell you that right now. That's just not okay. That's not what we're here to do. And, I just don't want you guys to think that, like I said, that divorce is a fun thing, because it's not. But I think that puts even more emphasis on, be very, very picky and very, very choosy with who that you marry and who that you have your children with. Yes, people can change. I get that. And they can change for the better, they can change for the worse. I get that on both sides. You could have been with somebody who was really, really awesome and then they turn into a butthole. I get that. Or you could be with somebody that's a real butthole and maybe, they found God and they got awesome. That happens too. But if you are with somebody that you know is horrible, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Please don't do it. It is not worth it. I promise you. Think about what you are doing, not only to yourself, but to your kids. It is so hard for a child to grow up with an absent parent, okay? And, trying to carry that weight on you that you chose that parent. Now, granted, you didn't choose them to be absent, but you maybe, should have thought a little bit more about who you were having kids with. That's a hard feeling to get over, okay? Now, again, we are not responsible for other people's actions, but we have enough common sense to figure out who's going to be decent and who's not a lot of time, okay? So I just want you guys to think very, very seriously about that, about who that you have kids with, who that you marry. Again, people can change, and regardless of their actions, that doesn't mean that you can't be happy. If you knowingly made a mistake and you're owning that mistake, you still deserve happiness. Get yourself out of that situation and go on and be happy. And don't listen to those people that are constantly like, well, you should really try to work it out. And, oh, well, he only cheated on you 36 times. Well, maybe you should just act right. That's the worst one right there, right? Where they blame the other person's bad behaviors on you. Whoo, don't even get me started on that one, okay? So there is nothing, if somebody else sucks, they just suck. Flat out. It doesn't, just because somebody cheats on you does not mean that there is anything wrong with you. That is a sadistic person that will do something like that. And, this is getting off on another tangent, but as hard as it is to not blame the other person, if they knew that person was taken, it's pretty crappy for them to go out and, help that person cheat. But ultimately, who owes you the loyalty? That other person or your spouse? So quit getting mad at whoever your spouse is cheating on you with, because you're just giving them a get out of jail free card and they're going to go do it again. That is a situation you need to get out of right now. Don't tolerate that crap. It's ridiculous. And over the years, there's been plenty of folks that have came to me and said, Nikki, how did you get out of your situation? And I try to tell them, I'm like, hey, I will help you. Let me know what I can do to help you, because I hate to see you in this situation. Only to see them a week later right back with them. And that's their decision. I get that. But do not conform down to this horrible, horrible lifestyle just because of comfort, because that's ridiculous. Or if it's somebody, has shamed you into staying with that person. No, we're not having that. We are not having that mess. You deserve happiness. You can get it if you if you want it bad enough, you will find a way to get out of whatever horrible situation that you are in. And life is so much better on the other side of it. Let me tell you that right now. If there's anything I can ever do for you, if you just need somebody to listen to you, to talk to you, to whatever you need, let me know. I'm happy to help. But you have to be willing to help yourself first. All right? I love y'all. Have an awesome Saturday night, and we'll talk to you again soon.